If you have been doing all of the right things, if you've been doing the productivity tools and you've got the right strategy in place and you've tried all the things, but you're not seeing the results that you want to see, there's a really good chance you're experiencing upper limits. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. When you start to learn about this, you will free yourself because you'll recognize that it's not personal. You'll stop putting all of your energy into areas that aren't going to get you results, and you're going to get to work smarter, not harder. Here's everything we're talking about today. Here are the timestamps. I'm Sarah Anderson. I help with calm, confidence, and communication in real, actionable, bite-sized ways that will help you to change and transform your life video after video. When we begin to recognize upper limits and this pattern in our lives, we begin to free ourselves because all of a sudden we're recognizing, oh, it's not personal. This is just a normal phenomenon that happens in our lives, and you can start to work at it to expand. When you expand how much joy you can hold for, how big you get to be, how big your expression gets to be, how seen you get to be, your life will absolutely transform. And that's what we're talking about today. Sign number one is you're working really hard. You have been doing all of the right things, but you're not seeing the results. This is a really good sign that there is something unconscious that's happening underneath the surface. Sign number two, you get sick right before you go to do some big event. You have some big life-changing thing coming up. Maybe you're going to give a speech. Maybe you're going to go on a really great vacation with a partner, and all of a sudden you get sick right beforehand. This can be another sign that there is an upper limit at play. The third sign is picking fights. If you start to get really irritable right around some big positive event and you start to pick a fight with family members or with your partner, this is another sign that there is some sort of upper limit at play. The fourth sign is that you get what you want. Maybe it's you make the amount of money that you want to make and then you lose it all. You spend it all in some way and you get yourself right back where you were before. And sign number five is that you have some kind of really big emotional rebound after a peak experience that you have. And maybe you have a lot of inner criticism. Maybe you get sick. Maybe you end up having other issues that come up in other areas of your life. This is another sign that you are hitting an upper limit. So an upper limit is some sort of mechanism that keeps us at our current status in life, at our current happiness level, at our current leadership level, where we are currently. And the reason that we have upper limits is because our ego, its whole job is to keep us safe. And according to the ego, anything that is unfamiliar is unsafe. Even something that is magical and amazing and your absolute dream vacation partner, amount of money, career, it is not safe according to our ego because we've never been there before. So any of these areas of uncertainty can feel like a danger to us on an unconscious or subconscious level. And when our subconscious feels like we're in danger, it will do absolutely everything in its power to bring us back into safety or to help us avoid getting out of the safety to begin with. So that's why with my different examples, you can see that it either is something that will prevent you from getting sick right beforehand, prevent you from achieving this next level, or it can be something that has a rebound effect and brings us back where we are after we achieve the next level. One of the biggest ways that upper limits shows up is our capacity for joy. We actually have an upper limit on how much joy we are comfortable feeling. And I know that this sounds absolutely crazy, which is why I am going to just offer this as homework for you. The next time that you are experiencing something amazing, see how long it takes before you start to think about something to bring you back down. It will happen like clockwork. You'll be at a party and everything is going so well, and all of a sudden you're worried about something you forgot about at work. With a partner and things are so romantic and beautiful, and then all of a sudden you start to nitpick them in your brain, or you're like, did they do this thing right or that thing right? You are getting all of this praise from people, and then you start to think, oh, but am I good enough? Did I really do good enough here to receive this praise? This is how we knock ourselves down a peg. And to actually be able to have a more joyful life, you have to start to bring these unconscious thoughts into consciousness and practice your capacity for experiencing more joy in your life. So if you want to fix this, you have got to get really, really clear on what is happening within you. What are the fears around your success? What are you afraid will happen if you achieve that thing? We often will have some kind of unconscious fear of, maybe if I achieve the kind of success that I want to achieve, it's going to have a negative impact on my current relationships. Maybe I will outgrow people. If that's an unconscious belief, as an example, that's playing out in my system, I am not going to really want to make it to that next level, because I have a deep fear that I am going to lose connection, which is a primal need for me, with the people that I care about and that I love. If you have that belief, it doesn't mean you don't get to that next level. It means that you get to make the unconscious or subconscious thoughts conscious so that you can work through them. And this is also the kind of work that I do as a coach. So I'm giving you as much as I can in these prompts for you to begin to work with it here. But if you ever do want deeper support in my coaching or my programs, I go deeper into this. So you can always reach out to me in the description. You'll see links for things like that. But this is something that you can begin to do on your own. You can begin to notice what the fears are by just simply asking yourself, what am I afraid will happen if I achieve this thing? And then get quiet and listen. Because at first your mind will be like, nothing, I'm not afraid of anything. I want that thing. There may be a part of you that is afraid. So see if you can listen for that voice. That's the first step. Step number 2 is working on being so nice to yourself after something amazing happens. Because what can end up happening is when we go out and we do that big, bold, courageous thing, that thing that is breaking through to our next level, breaking through that upper limit, we can feel this contraction. It's like we have this expansion and then we feel this contraction. And when we feel this contraction within ourselves, that can be when our inner critical voice comes up. That can be when we hear the thoughts of, oh, but they probably didn't like it. That was really embarrassing. Oh no, this thing is going to go wrong. These things can come up for us. So if we want to combat that, we want to make sure to be really, really nice to ourselves. And a couple of examples of how you might do this is, one, before you go, say you're going to give a speech, say you're going to go do something brave. Before you go do the thing, set up a really nice reward. It could be that you send yourself flowers to arrive after it happens. You don't have to wait for other people to send you flowers. You do that for yourself. Or you could make an agreement that you're going to take yourself out for a nice date, or you're going to take a really nice walk. You're going to do something really kind and nourishing. You're going to have a really extra luxurious bubble bath, like whatever that thing might be. Looking for things that will ease the nervous system, things that are really nice and calming, and recognizing that it is absolutely normal for you to feel that instability, that out of balance, that unsafety feeling after doing something big and brave. Because your mind might tell you, there's something wrong here. I did this good thing, but I don't feel the way that I expected to feel. I should feel like fairy tales and rainbows and butterflies. That's actually not the case for most of us. When we go to do something really big and brave, we might expect that we feel that way, and we might feel it for a moment, and then we can start to feel these really uncomfortable feelings. So just normalizing it for yourself, doing something really kind, really sweet for yourself, and really applauding ourselves for putting ourselves out there, for making that effort. We often will have these unconscious metrics of appraisal after we go and do something. Oh, it wasn't good enough because they didn't smile back enough at me. I don't know if they really liked it. Oh no, I don't know if they're going to call me back. Like whatever those things might be, that are totally out of our control, and we really don't have a clear picture of other people's experience of us. So instead, when we decide what success means to us based on the way that we want to grow. And I can do a whole video on this, but just a really short version is, if you want to get better at public speaking, then you create a metric around what that looks like for you to be a great public speaker. And so after you go and do your public speaking engagement, you check in based on your own metrics of, did I make eye contact? Did I do a meditation before? Did I do the things that I know will make me better at that thing? And you let go of any of these uncomfortable thoughts around what other people are thinking about you. If we continue to chastise ourselves after doing the things that are going to take us to our next level, we're going to end up in this ping pong where we do the thing, we contract, we do the thing, we contract. So we want to make ourselves more comfortable when we're in that expansion process, so we can make that contraction a little bit less. So rather than expanding and contracting, we expand, we might contract a little. We expand, we might contract a little. And all of a sudden, we're in a much different place with a very different life. Now, I know I touched on a lot of different things in this video, and I could go deeper into any and all of them. So if there's something here that you really want to know more about, let me know in the comments below, and I can make another video diving into how to create those metrics or how to work with those unconscious thoughts. But this is a taster for you to really start to recognize, am I experiencing upper limits? How am I experiencing them? Because most of us are. And then you can dive into that more for yourself. I have so many more videos for you so that you can really change your life in the ways that you want to. Check out the next video here.